super is coming on. What's going on, guys, and welcome to Fired Up Friday. If you're not familiar with Fired Up Friday, what we do here is we cook some good groceries 90% of the time outside. I just set up a new outdoor kitchen. It's an off-grid outdoor kitchen because I'm out here in the mountains of Arkansas with no power and no running water. I have to run a generator. I do have a well, but the generator has to be crunk up to run it. And I have no indoor plumbing or nothing like that. So I cook most of my stuff outdoors. And check out the new outdoor kitchen that I've arranged. I've got a double burner right here. It's actually got jet burners. We're going to be using that today on this episode. We're going to make some baked beans that'll make you slap your mama for never making them for you. We also are going to do some Babyback ribs. Oh yeah, we got 2 packs of that. So we're going to do 2 slabs. And right here's all of the ingredients that we're going to use for the baked beans. We're going to use Bush's baked beans, and we're cooking a bunch of them. And I'm going to tell you why here shortly. I got 1 white onion, 1 sweet onion, 2 pounds of bacon, some brown sugar, some sweet baby rays, and some honey, and some tapioca. It's tapatilla, I think. I never can pronounce that, so I just call it tapioca. But we're going to throw down because it is Freedom Weekend. It is 4th of July weekend, and I'm cooking some Babybacks and some baked beans to take to the 41.36, where we're going to have a huge mountaintop YouTube 4th of July party this weekend. So I'm excited about it, but it is hot out here, so I need to go ahead and get these ribs on the grill. So we're going to start with that. I'll show you how I prep my ribs. Go ahead and get them on the fire, and then we'll start working on the baked beans. So let's do it. All right, so one of the first things that we need to do is get them out of the packet. I'm going to use the knife that my brother got me, and it is sexy and very, very sharp. Go ahead and get this one open. Now, what we're going to need to start with is a butter knife. And I'm going to show you why. Now, one thing that a lot of people don't know is on the back side of your ribs right here where the bone is, there is a thin layer of membrane that you need to take off, because that right there is what will make your ribs tough. And I have found that you could take a butter knife and just slide right up underneath at the bone. And then once you get it up a little bit, you can slide your finger up underneath there and then just lift up and start pulling. Now, it works best whenever they're not quite frozen anymore, but still somewhat stiff. And sometimes you get lucky and it all comes off in one pull. Sometimes you don't. And it looks like we got lucky that time. You see that right there? No bueno. That right there will make your ribs tough. All right, let me get a big pan. I'm so happy to finally have the outdoor kitchen set up. Washing dishes have been a mission. So I'm going to put them bone side up to start with. I like to season both sides, but typically what I do is bone side first, season the back side, and then whenever I flip them, I season the top, and then they're ready to go right on the grill. Woo! My son Half Pint is actually here for the Memorial Weekend, and his favorite thing that I grill is ribs. I wasn't actually going to do ribs for the 4th of July party itself, but I've been so busy this weekend that I didn't get a chance to cook them for him. So I decided I would still cook them and just take them over there. That way he could still get some ribs and they won't go bad. Because I don't have a lot of refrigerator space here, being that I'm off grid. I use a solar cooler. And it's very limited. But just because you're off grid and you don't have traditional power and refrigeration and all of that does not mean that you can't still make some good groceries. And that's what we're all about here on Fired Up Friday. Good groceries. All right, let me wash my hands real quick and we'll go ahead and get these things seasoned. All right, next we're going to use some Head Country Champion Seasoning Sweet and Spicy. I just found this here in Arkansas and I've been using it on everything. It's got a real good flavor profile. Very nice. Then I'm also going to put some buttery steakhouse kinders. This is some good stuff too. And we're also going to do some pink Himalayan salt. And some black peppercorn pepper. I also make a custom barbecue sauce. When I do my ribs, I'm actually going to use Sweet Baby Ray's as the base today because I don't have time to make it from scratch. But I can still make it work. I add a couple of things in there to kind of juice it up a little bit. Turns out amazing. All right, then you want to rub your dry rub that you put on in before you flip them. Whew, I'm getting excited. This is going to be good. A lot of you guys have been asking for Fired Up Friday to come back. And I tell you what, I'm just as excited about it as you are because then that means I get to cook good groceries again. And I haven't had the opportunity to do that much here because of my limitations as space. But I think we got that worked out now. Y'all are actually some of the first to see this outdoor kitchen. The video dropped today on this outdoor kitchen build on my main channel, Come On Homesteading. So if you want to see how this kitchen came about, because a couple of weeks ago it did not look like this back here, go over there and check that out. I think it turned out to be an amazing video. Now for the buttery. Woo. And the salt and pepper. Salt and pepper's here now, we're in effect. Y'all remember that group? And last but not least, a little bit of that salt. Alright, I want to rub it in. Rub it in. We're going to smoke these at about 250 for a couple of hours, and then I'll kick the heat up to around 350 and finish them off. And then I'll make the barbecue sauce. I'll glaze them with the barbecue sauce on both sides and then let them cook there in the big green egg for probably about 20 minutes just to kind of caramelize that barbecue sauce a little bit on there. And then pull them out, wrap them, and let them rest. Whew, they're going to be amazing. Alright, we are good to go on that. I'll show y'all a close-up here in just 1 second. Alright, now one of the first things we got to do with the baked beans is opening them up. And this is a whole lot of baked beans. And I got a little cheap can opener, but we're going to make it work. We'll go ahead and get the baked beans in the pot. And then the next step is going to be cutting up the onions. Now I like to cook my baked beans low and slow for a while. Let all those flavors and juices get in there. Got me a little bag right here trying to be smarter in what I'm messing with. Whew. It is hot today. The thermometer is saying right now it's 100 degrees. I need to get me one of those corner fans up here. The only problem with that is I got to run the generator to run it. Don't know if I'll cook all 5 of them or just 4 of them. 5 might be a little much. It's a lot of baked beans, but we'll see. Alright, now we're going to dice up some onions. I'm going to try not to cry on y'all. We're going to start with a sweet onion. And with these onions, you can cut it up to whatever your preference is. I like a little bit bigger chunks, but not too big. And there's also different ways you could do this. Sometimes I'll take this Blackstone right here and I'll actually saute the onions before I put them in there. But time is of the essence today, so I'm just going to drop them in there and let them cook all together. Boy, this knife is sharp. Thanks, brother. Alright, we got one sweet onion. Now we'll get them in here. Now, of course, with the onions, it's all based off how many beans you're making. I wouldn't suggest putting this much onion in one can. All of this right here will be going in my compost until I get some digs. Matter of fact, while I'm cutting up these onions, let me show you what we ate over there last night. We ended up having some tacos and they was amazing. So check this out.
May not know better, but I know you know right from wrong. Buy yourself a postcard so you can see the lights of town. Find yourself a country girl, keep quiet and settle down. From wrong. Buy yourself a postcard so you can see the lights of town. Find yourself a country girl, keep quiet and settle down.
They was good, wasn't they? Alright, one whole white onion. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and cut up the bacon. Now there's two ways you could do this as well. You can go ahead and cook the bacon prior to putting it in there, or you could just put it in there raw and let it cook with all the other flavors. Either way is good. It all depends on what flavor profile I'm looking for, if I decide to do that or not. But today, I got a lot of stuff to get together, so we're going to just let it cook all at one time. I actually cooked a real nice breakfast this morning. First time here on the kitchen. I cooked half pint, some French toast, eggs, and bacon this morning. while he was up there sleeping. Dad of the year, dad of the year. That boy can eat, let me tell you. Woohoo! We're getting there now. Well, look at how well this knife cuts. That is insane. So that was about 1.5 pounds of bacon. I used some of it this morning for breakfast. All right, now that we got the bacon and the onions in there, we're gonna put almost, what is this, 40 ounces? I've already used some, so it's probably about 30 ounces. We're gonna put 30 ounces of some Sweet Baby Ray's Original in there. And we're gonna put a little tapatilla in there. I do it just because I like a little spice. There we go. And then I'm also going to put some of that same buttery steakhouse seasoning in there. We're also going to use some brown sugar steak seasoning. We're going to put some salt and pepper in there. And some more of the Himalayan pink salt. And then we got 2 more final ingredients. We're going to put some honey in there and also some light brown sugar to give it a little bit of a sweetness. I love putting honey in everything. And I'm going to put about 2 cups of brown sugar with this many beans. Now, as we got left to do with this is get it fired up. I'm going to cook it kind of like on low. I'm going to cook it on low for about the whole time that the ribs are cooking. I'll go ahead and put a lid on it and just keep it stirring it probably about every 20 minutes so the bottom beans don't end up burning. All right, those ribs should be getting pretty close. It's probably about time to go ahead and make the barbecue sauce. Let's check them out. Moved it up to about 325. You gotta burp your egg or else it will burn you. Oh yeah. You can see right there it's starting to pull away from the bone. We are right there where we need to be to go ahead and get the sauce on these suckers. So let's go ahead and get the sauce made. Let's check the beans real quick. They're smelling amazing. Oh yeah. It is smelling good. I've just had these on low the whole time the ribs has been cooking. I'll probably kick them up to medium here. Go ahead and get them finished. Get that bacon cooked in there. You can't rush perfection. Alright, with the sauce, we're not going to do nothing too crazy. I'm actually going to try this new barbecue sauce I picked up. What is it? Sticky Fingers? I'm going to try that. I'm going to add some honey to it, some Sprite. You can also use Coke, Pepsi, whatever you got, really. It's really up to you. I have Sprite, so I'm going to use Sprite. I'm going to do one that's got a lid. That way I can take some of the barbecue sauce with me to dip those ribs in. Gonna be amazing. Well, like I was saying earlier, typically I like to make my own barbecue sauce from scratch, but I don't have time today. And I seen this Sticky Fingers barbecue sauce, so I figured, you know what? I'll give it a try. I'm actually going to stick my finger in it, taste it, and see what it tastes like before I actually touch it. Just because I'm curious. That's a unique flavor. It almost has a kind of a hickory note to it with a little bit of sweetness. It's not very thick of a barbecue sauce, which is good. I don't like to use real thick barbecue sauce on my ribs. I like to lightly baste them and let them cook and char on there pretty good. It makes it amazing. Alright, I'm going to add some honey. I didn't want to pop out. I'm going to add some honey. That thing does not work too good, I'll tell you that. We'll just dump it in there. There we go. A little honey for sweetness. A little lemon lime Sprite. Just a little bit. You add too much, it'll make it way too runny. Add some more salt and pepper. And just because I like everything spicy, we're going to throw a little hot sauce in there too. There we go. Now as we got to do, oh, we got a honeybee off grid cooking. Now all we got to do is mix it up. And it'll be ready for the ribs. Like I said, this is very, very basic. Probably in a future video I will actually do my homemade barbecue sauce that I make, but it takes some time to make that, and I try to make it in bigger batches so I don't have to make it every single time. Alright, let's go ahead and get these on the ribs. Can y'all hear that sizzle? I think these are going to turn out wonderful. Alright, we're going to let that side caramelize a little bit, and then we'll flip them over, do the backs of them, and then flip it, and I want to do the actual main side one more time. Alright, let's go ahead and flip those things. Ooh, that caramelizes nicely on there. Let's go ahead and flip them over and do the back side. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Ribs are by far my favorite thing to cook. Oh, these will be some bone-sucking ribs right here, guys. A lot of people don't put barbecue sauce on the back of their ribs, but I like it all the way around. I like that caramel taste on both sides. Alright, I'm going to let that cook on there for about 10 minutes, but with YouTube magic, it'll only be a second for you guys. Alright, now that we got them flipped back over, we're going to sauce this side one more time. And then leave it on there for about 5 more minutes. And then we'll pull it and let it rest. Alright guys, the ribs are ready. Let's get them off the grill. Get them over here. We'll go ahead and cut them up. We'll try one of them. The beans are ready also. We'll go check those in just a second. In just a second. Look at this. Get them over here with some better lighting. All right, let's take a good look at them. Ooh, that is amazing. All right, let's get them cut up. Try to find the bone here. All right, now that we got those cut up, they smell and look amazing. So good. Now we need to check on the beans. Go ahead and stir it. I'm actually gonna grab a little bit out of the pot so we can try those also. Oh yeah. This right here is done as well. Ooh, ooh, that's hot. It just burnt me. Look at that. So good. All right, we got the baked beans. We got the ribs. I'm gonna try it, but I'm also gonna bring somebody else out here to try it, just so I have a non-biased palate to go on and let you guys know what it really tastes like. All right, so we got my son here, Half Pint.
How's it going?
He's gonna be my taste tester.
Yeah.
That way I can get a true opinion of what it tastes like. Let's go ahead and take that rib right here and try you some of this baked beans. And let the people know how it is in the new outdoor kitchen on Come On Mountain.
Phenomenal. I shouldn't talk my mouth full.
This is one of my son's favorite things that he likes me to cook.
Ribs and steak.
Ribs and steak. So being that he was here, I figured I'd go ahead and throw down on some Babybacks for him.
Try the beans.
Yep, and try the beans. The beans are very hot. They just burnt me. So
I'll try to be safe. On point. Killed it.
very cool. Now it's,
Taking this to go.
now it's my turn to try it. Let me see if he's just lying to me because he's my son.
I'm not that nice to you.
Oh, wow.
That turned out really good.
He ain't lying, guys.
No.
That Sticky Fingers barbecue sauce with the milkman's touch is on point.
Oh, yeah. Careful.
Try the baked beans.
They are really hot.
Now those right there ain't bad either now. But I think that's going to wrap it up for this first Fired Up Friday in the new off-grid outdoor kitchen. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you think about this recipe. And go ahead and throw in the comments some suggestions that you got that you would like to see me throw down here on the outdoor kitchen.
Yeah.
You can do it off-grid just like you can do it in the city, baby. Come on. So until we see each other again, guys, come on. Fire it up.
Come on.